Hey, what's up guys? My name is Jedith, and this is your first look at some of the changes coming to Havoc Demon Hunter in the first alpha release of Midnight. There's a lot of things to go over here, so bear with me. This is kind of my first look at it along with you guys, so there may be some things that I miss, but we're going to go through this together, and there's a lot to look at here. Now, I have also made a bunch of videos going over the Devourer spec. We look at the new hero talent tree Annihilator, as well as the class talent tree for Devourer. Those videos are going to be in a playlist with this one, so either just let this video play out and hopefully one of those will come on after, or you can scroll down and hopefully they're on the side next to the comments. You should see the playlist there with some of those other videos, or just go to my channel page and you can find them there. So first things first, we do have to look at the class tree, and a lot of the things have been plucked out of the class tree. They're no longer there and they've just been replaced with placeholders for now. You can see everything here is under construction. The three main abilities that were at the bottom that were our capstones, Collective Anguish, The Hunt, and Sigil of Spite, have been removed. They've been rehomed in other talent trees. So Havoc and Devourer both have The Hunt. Collective Anguish is also in Havoc, and I haven't seen Sigil of Spite yet, but I'm assuming it's in Vengeance. So some of the things that are missing in the class tree are Chaos Fragments. So this was whenever you pressed Chaos Nova, you had a chance to spawn Lesser Soul Fragments. That has been removed. Demon Muzzle is removed. What that means is Sigil of Flame is gone for Havoc, first of all. Sigil of Flame is no longer a Havoc ability, so that's awesome. And that also has some implications with other things like Student of Suffering, but we'll get to that. Flames of Fury is also gone, and Precise Sigils is gone as well from the class tree. Another thing to notice is that Fellblade now generates 15 Fury instead of 40. Another talent that was removed is Rush of Chaos. That one used to reduce the cooldown of Metamorphosis. That's gone, but don't worry because meta is just baseline 2 minutes now instead of whatever it was. It's 2 minutes. So we can also see that a lot of changes happened to the spec tree as well. You might notice that Demon Blades is gone. We just have that naturally now. That's just something that we have. We don't have to talent into it. So before we look at these talents here, Desperate Instincts and Netherwalk, we have to look at the change that they made to Blur. So they removed the dodge aspect of Blur, and now Blur just reduces all damage taken by 25% for 10 seconds on a 1 minute cooldown. So if we go to Desperate Instincts, Blur now reduces damage taken by an additional 10%, so that'll bring Blur up to 35% for 10 seconds. Additionally, damage taken below 35% health is reduced by 10%, which is pretty good. And now here's where things get interesting. Netherwalk is now a passive. So slip into the Nether when you activate Blur, increasing movement speed by 100% and becoming immune to damage for 2.5 seconds. So what this means is every time that you press Blur, every 1 minute, you get Netherwalk for 2.5 seconds, which is kind of nuts. You get a immunity. It's not a true immunity in the sense that other abilities and defensives are in this game. It can prevent you from taking damage, and that's on a 1 minute cooldown now. So you have immunity for 2.5 seconds every minute. This can be used to mitigate so many deadly mechanics in Raid, in Mythic Plus. Having an immune every 1 minute is actually insane. And there's a few talents here that have also been removed. So Fell Barrage, it's gone. Fell Barrage is no more. We no longer have Fell Barrage in the tree. Fell Eruption is also gone, so we no longer have a single target stun. Looks Can Kill is also gone. Looks Can Kill was the talent that made I-Beam automatically crit. That is gone. Improved Fell Rush is also gone. Insatiable Hunger is also gone. And Restless Hunter is also gone. So now on this choice node, we have Inner Demon and The Hunt. Now the big thing is that I know you're all looking at down here at the bottom, we have Essence Break as a capstone. We have Glaive Tempest as a capstone. We have a choice node here between Collective Anguish and Shattered Destiny. We have Screaming Brutality as a capstone, and we have a Fire Inside as a capstone. So first and foremost, Essence Break has changed. I think this truly is the end of the Essence Break gameplay loop for Havoc. So what it does now is it slashes all enemies in front of you for 2,581 chaos damage, causing Chaos Strike and Blade Dance to deal 1,644 chaos damage to them for 4 seconds. Deals reduced damage beyond 8 targets. It's still a 40-second cooldown, so what it's not doing now is it's not amplifying the damage of Blade Dance and Chaos Strike. That's why Essence Break used to be so powerful, is because it was amplifying the damage of those abilities, and it was stacking on top of all of these other modifiers that were also increasing the damage of those abilities. And Essence Break was a big one. So now it's not doing that. All it's doing is it's adding some flat chaos damage to those abilities. And truthfully, 1,644, it's not that much in the grand scheme of things. So I think we might be getting away from Essence Break, and dude, I'm all for it. We've been using Essence Break for way too long. Now, Glaive Tempest, they've changed this as well. The final slash of Blade Dance consumes 35 fury when it strikes 4 or more enemies, launching 2 demonic glaives and a whirlwind of energy, causing 2,046 chaos damage over 3 seconds to all nearby enemies. Deals reduced damage beyond 8 targets. So what this does, basically made Glaive Tempest passive, right? So whenever I press Blade Dance, it drops Glaive Tempest. Not bad. Not bad, right? It's pretty cool. It's a nice little passive ability. Does damage. It's going to drop Glaive Tempest wherever you're standing. And of course, it still suffers from the fallback of, you know, maybe mobs moving out of the Glaive Tempest, or you accidentally dropping them away from the pack and it's not hitting all of them. Things can happen with it, but I do think that this is a better version than the version we had before. And then we still have Collective Anguish and Shattered Destiny. They're the same. Screaming Brutality is the same, and A Fire Inside is the same. So another really cool change in the Fellscarred tree, which it won't be called Fellscarred for long. It's going to be renamed to just Scarred, from what I understand. They've changed how Student of Suffering works. Because we no longer have Sigil of Flame, Student of Suffering is now triggered by I-Beam. So I-Beam applies Student of Suffering to you, increasing mastery by 18% and granting 5 fury every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. So now when we take Student of Suffering, we press I-Beam, we get the big mastery buff strictly from pressing I-Beam. We no longer have to press Sigil. And yes, the mastery buff from Student of Suffering is applied after the first tick, or on the first tick of I-Beam, so you do get the mastery buff for the duration of the entire I-Beam. It's not applied after the I-Beam finishes. So what's really cool with what they've done so far, and this isn't the end, obviously there's still going to be a lot of changes happening. I would expect to see all of this get shaken up a couple more times throughout the lifespan of the alpha and going into beta. What's cool is they've started to cut back on extraneous abilities and, you know, just button bloat. So things are starting to get combined together, like Netherwalk and Blur, or Glaive Tempest and Blade Dance. They're also tackling the problem of all of the big multiplicative damage amps that we had. Essence Break was a massive culprit, and I'm really curious to see how this pans out now, because I don't think we're going to be using Essence Break. I think some of the other stuff may actually be contenders now, compared to what Essence Break is. We do still have Chaotic Transformation. I know this is a controversial talent. A lot of people hate it. This is the reason why we have such a long opener, is because it's resetting a lot of our abilities when we press meta, and we have to press them again to spend those demon surges. We still have this. I personally don't mind this talent, but I don't have it selected right now because I think I was trying to experiment with getting as many capstones as I could. But yeah, Chaotic Transformation is still there. And if you're wondering if anything changed for AR, there is nothing different here yet. We're still waiting to see what the extra row on both AR and Fellscarred are going to add, but as of right now, there's nothing new. We also don't have our Apex talents yet for Havoc. Those will be coming in a future build. We did have the Devourer one, so again, if you want to see what the Devourer Apex talents look like, you can just check out my video. You can find it on my channel page or in a playlist, and we look at all the talents that Devourer has. So I'll just show you what some combat looks like with this talent build. It's just kind of randomly put together. So I just took a point out of Chaos Theory and put it into Chaotic Transformation, and now I'll show you what some combat looks like with this build. Again, this is not a build that is best in slot, or it hasn't been simmed at all. This is me just kind of randomly putting talents in and seeing what happens. I'm gonna I-Beam, I'm gonna spend these Demon Surges. Honestly, it's pretty much the same, just without Essence Break, and now we have Blade Dance and Death Sweep to throw down Glaive Tempests for us. We still have all our Immolation Auras. We have Rage Fire. Oh, it looked like my meta was up off cooldown, but it is not. Do not be fooled by it. It is still on cooldown. Not sure what's happening there. But yeah, we have Vengeful Retreat. Vengeful Retreat still gives initiative. We're still getting our Demon Surges. And yeah, everything is mostly the same. A lot of it is the same, it's just been simplified, and that opens up a lot of doors and makes some room for other cool things to happen within this tree, and I think we are definitely going down the right path in terms of what these talents look like. And like I said, I think these are going to change a little bit more as we go through the alpha, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. So if you like this video, give it a like, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.